Good morning. I'm running a little late today. Um, I have a problem, like usual, with my headphones. They're not connecting, and I can't find them listed anywhere, so I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, I'm putting stuff away as I talk to you because I didn't want to wait any longer before I went on the air. I watched the game last night. I told you I'd watch the game, and I watched the game last night, and gotta tell you, I think the Chiefs are gonna be in some games where they're undersized. And I mean, you look at Kelsey's lost weight. Everybody seems to have lost some weight. They're in shape because they want to play, but the problem is that everybody else is bigger and stronger. They got pushed around pretty good by the running game of the Chargers. And they're usually a passing team. And I think that's going to be a problem down the road. I don't think they used Pacheco the way they should have. Of course, they never had the lead, so I guess that's why they did it. They had a different type of game plan. But I see defense is trying, but I think they're outmanned because they're not geared for the run. They don't have a big run stopper. I don't know what happened to that. I'll have to do some research. But that's the Chiefs. So now let's look at. Now we have to look at what are we doing here? Okay. We're going to go to ESPN. No. They don't give me the information I want. Okay, I want to go to NFL schedule. NFL. Okay. Now, this is all for tomorrow. All right. If I have this right, which I can't seem to get to what I want. Hold on. It's I believe the Colts have all right, let's hold on a second. Everybody wait. Here we go. Okay. Daniel Jones, the quarterback that just the Giants couldn't do anything with, is their starting quarterback, I believe, today. Which is, if he has a great day and then the Giants flounder with Russell Wilson today or tomorrow, rather, both these games are tomorrow, it's going to be a very, very serious look for the bad look for the coach and the administration at the Giants headquarters. So anyhow, I'm not sure who their quarterback is going to be, but I'm going to take the Colts. I'm going to take the Jets over the Steelers because I think Aaron Rodgers is starting, and I just think this is the end of Aaron Rodgers, just like I think it's the end of Russell Williams with the Jets. I'm going to take the Panthers over the Jags. I always like the Saints at the beginning of the year, so I'm going to take the Saints over the Cardinals. Going to take the Commanders over the Giants. I think they're just a better all-around team. Although the Giants supposedly have a much better defense. We'll have to wait and see. The Giants are my home team, so, we'll see what happens there. Bengals never start off real good, so I'm going to take the Browns because I just like the team. Going to take the Raiders over the Patriots because I love the Raiders, but I don't think they've got a quarterback, so they'll probably lose big. But anyhow, I'm taking the Raiders over the Patriots, 49ers over the Seahawks, Broncos over the Titans. These are a lot of these are based on the young quarterbacks that they have. Um, Packers Lions. Now they got that big lineman. Packers got that big defensive lineman from Dallas, and if he's playing, they should be tough. But the Lions, I think, have the better quarterback. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo game. All right, I'll take the Pack. Uh, Rams versus the Texans. The Rams are on the downside, I think, so we'll take the Texans, who are on the upside. Bills Ravens. Now, here you go. These Bills don't always start off real good either. This is a surprising first week game for them. But I will take the Bills in this game, because I think the Ravens are just suffering disappointment. Bears Viking, a classic game. I'm going with the Bears. We'll wait and see. But that's it for me for today, for the football end of it anyhow, okay? So then we go on. And what else is going on? This is about what? Trump is in his Bureau of Labor Statistics. But this is the thing that they put up. They show a lot of other stuff other than what the story was supposed to be about. That's but I'm into this. That raid they had the other day or yesterday in Georgia, the car manufacturing plant, the Hyundai plant. They arrested 475, most of them Korean nationals. And South Korea is dispatching diplomats to the United States, to Georgia, to discuss this issue. That's just stupidity. This is going to cost them big time, I think. But this is all D.C. In Washington, D.C., delivery drivers are too afraid to work amid Trump's immigration crackdown. And it's just, if you look like you don't belong, you're going to get stopped. You're going to get thrown in detention center before you can have a chance to prove whether you were legitimately there or not. And then you're going to have to, contact somebody, or have somebody contact to try and get them out. Trump is going to put because you don't go to you don't get to go to where you're from. Not that you want to go back there. I mean, obviously you left the country for a reason. But what's his name? The young guy from I forget, Al something another beat the Djokovic yesterday, which is nice because Djokovic's a crook. He's not a nice guy. So and people are saying that when he shot up that boat, it was illegal. Does he care? It's done. Go away. Talk about it all you want, but too late. Too bad. It's done. What do you call it? A grandmother that committed the murder for hire. She's found guilty. Oh, this is just, this, I forget who this was. There was that raid in Georgia, the immigration was on a tip. And I think they should start looking at the tipster. She's a candidate for some political position. Um, Florida loves to take on the immigrants. I don't know why. You know, I remember when I was growing up, Florida was like the vacation home to the Jewish people. You know, home to the college spring break, and home to hundreds of retired Jews. You know, now I don't know what it's called. You don't hear much about Little Cuba, which is, you know, if he wants to get nasty, he can send these people that came back on. He can try to send some of them back. You don't hear about them finding, you know, stopping these guys coming anymore. I don't know where they are, they're not. But human trafficking is just as profitable, if more so, than drugs, you know. Trump's got another. I'm going to wander a lot, so just hold on, because my head is just fried with this computer problem I had this morning. But here's another little story. Trump's former Surgeon General calls for RFK Jr. to be fired. Yeah, you know, this was a black guy that worked for Trump. They're not going to listen to him because they don't. Because now Trump is no longer interested in trying to be nice. He's at. He's going after black people. Now he's showing himself as a racist, so he's no longer going to be nice. Trump is intervening in the New York City mayor's race. So, you know, who cares? He's not well liked in New York. You know, he's a real estate guy in New York, and the real estate people aren't real well liked in that city anymore. There's an article coming up about the latest job report, and this is his people that did it, you know, and it's horrible. It's just stupid because he's ruining the economy, and you know, I don't know who told him that. The what do you call it? That the tariffs were a great idea. I mean, he started that in his last term, so this could be his idea. You know, they have this. Very few of the ideas that he puts forward, I think, are his. They're all off of Project 2025. It's like he sits down and reads that and says, I like this, let's do this today, you know? God, foster mother killed a 9-year-old. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with people? You know, if you don't want the kid, don't foster the child. You know. Guy pulls out a machete at Walmart. I've seen that happen in places. I've been involved with that. That's scary when somebody walks in with a knife. Even if you know how to fight against a knife, even if you know, when I was young and in shape and I could do it. I mean, I got in a couple of fights where guys pulled knives on me, and it didn't work out well for them, and I'm lucky. But I got cut. You go into a knife fight, you're going to get cut. The ones you will look out for are the guys that have scars, a lot of scars. You know, you see that a lot in Latinos. You know, that's because they fight with knives all the time. And you'll see that in some places in Europe, too, where various ethnic groups, you know, are known for using edged weapons in their attacks on people, you know. Wow. Guy's 100 years old, a veteran. I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I have the support around here to be able to live that long, so, you know, that's the way it goes, kiddies. You know, Trump doesn't believe there's hostages still, that there are certain numbers of hostages still alive in Gaza. Trump wouldn't know because he doesn't read the intelligence reports. He listens to the radio. There was a point in his first term where they were saying he was getting more intelligence off of Fox News than he was from the government itself, because he wouldn't read their intelligence reports. He had somebody else read them and tell him if they thought it was important, they would let him know. You know. Trump's trying to, become a dictator. Whether you think he's going to do it or not, you think he's doing it or not, he is. He's trying to become a dictator, and it's bullshit. Anything else he says is just a crock of shit. He's really, and he's not capable of doing what he wants to do because he's not smart enough. I don't know how they're going to solve the problem, but I do know that, when you get rid of him, you got Vance. That's what people, and that's the problem. People aren't thinking beyond Trump. They're thinking Trump. Trump is wants to go inside Venezuela and attack the cartels. The big deal there is that you have the guerrilla groups from this country that are in Colombia. They hide out over there too, so you could, I don't think Colombia is going to say, don't do it, they're going to say, good, make sure you hit here too, me. People are going to they're starting to figure out what office they want, Alright, listen, I'm distracted too much to keep going, right? And it's not really a good day. This hasn't been one of my better videos. But anyhow, do me a favor, don't, subscribe, and hopefully the next time everything will be working properly. You can see I'm doing this without headphones, so I don't know what's going out over the air, because even my speakers aren't picking this up and feeding it back to me right now, so I don't know. Anyhow, I'm not going to be around tomorrow. I won't be here tomorrow. So have a good day tomorrow. See you Monday morning. Subscribe, please, 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 and I will talk to you on Monday, hopefully with everything straightened out. Have a good weekend.